I just done a video about when I got 6 years, a robbery that I did, and I got 6 years for it. And it made me think like of the differences from then, because I've been in and out of jail. Yeah, big shock. I've been in and out of jail. Done about 11 years altogether. But the biggest sentence I've done was six. Got 6 years and did 4 years out of it. When I got out, the changes from 2004 to 2008 was unreal. Literally night and day. I mean, I couldn't get my head around it for ages. I felt like a caveman being back. What was that film? That really old film about that caveman that gets awakened, California Man or something. He gets frozen. They're digging him up in the back garden or something. They find this frozen caveman. And he comes out. That's what I felt like. That's literally what I felt like. I didn't have a clue how to use nothing. One of the biggest shocks was the self service at the supermarkets. I couldn't get my head around it. Well, I'll go up and I felt like a moron because I didn't know how to use it. So I'd go and get. I'd just go to the cashier. But yeah, how quick people adjust to it as well. People just, oh, this is great. This is very convenient, but not really, is it? You know what I mean? In reality, I mean, in that time, how many people in that 4 years? I mean, when it happens slowly, you don't notice. But in that 4 years, I went away, and everyone there was loads of jobs in the supermarket. I come out, and there's like 10 people just patrolling the supermarket with a load of computer screens in front. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's weird. You don't notice it when it's gradual. But 4 years, like disappear for 4 years, then come back and you think, oh mate, where's all the jobs gone? That's what I thought straight away, and like I didn't like it. You know what I mean? I just couldn't get my head around using it, and I think that's probably why I still don't like it. Obviously, look, how long ago was 2008? You know what I mean? I've got my head around using it now, but I still don't like it. And I think it's that because I come out and it was just in my face. You know what I mean? It wasn't a slow, gradual, step by step. You know, slight change here, slight change there. So I was totally against all this stuff, and I think I still slightly am, you know, because I look at it from that point of view. I think, well, where's everyone going to get work? Like, where's everyone working? But what was the other thing? Time moves on. Like, obviously, time moves on. It don't for you though. Like, that's the thing. Like, for I say for you, like for you, I'm using everyone as an example because I believe everyone probably suffers from this. Has been away. What I'm talking about, the long one. So I'll keep using it as an example. I went away when I was 19, come out when I was 23. I still felt like 23 is not old, is it? You're barely a man when you're 23. You think you're old, and you think you're not old, but you're still barely a man. But the difference between the people I knew from when I was 19 to when I was 23 was unreal. Like I was still acting and thinking and feeling like I was 19 and wanted to go out and do this and do that. Some of them had like proper careers, families, talking about getting married, talking about mortgages and rent and moving in. It's like what? So yeah, that's another thing. I've always said, and I say suffered, not suffered, is it? You know what I mean? I put myself in prison, but it's not suffering, is it? There's suffering, and then there's going away and not moving on with your life. It ain't really suffering. I think every time you go to prison, you come out, and it's as if time stood still. You still feel as old as you did when you've got nicked. And if you've done bare bird, then you still feel like a teenager when you're nearly 40. I still feel like a kid now compared to other people. I'm so immature, it's unreal. My appetite shrunk, which was weird, yeah, because I ballooned up in that sentence. I quit smoking, and all the money I weren't spending on burn tobacco was getting spent on like food and say food, junk food, biscuits and crisps. And mate, I can't open a pack of biscuits and not eat the whole pack. I can eat 3 packs in a night. You know what I mean? I can't eat one bag of crisps. I've got to eat whatever the pack is. Like if there's 12 multi-pack in it, I've got to eat all 12. So, mate, I went away like a medium-sized clothes and come out like a double XL. or like barely even went to the gym. I'm talking fat, mate. I was, mate, put on so much weight, and considering how much weight I put on, my stomach had shrunk in like appetite. Like I got out, went and had to a Little Chef. Are they even around anymore? They're not, are they? Went to a Little Chef because I got released from Stockton, so I'm driving back to Essex. I'm not driving, going back to Essex, and stopped off at a road at Little Chef. Is that what they called, Little Chefs? Road Chef, Little Chef, and yeah, man, I couldn't even finish the fry up. I got a big old fry up, and I couldn't even finish it. My appetite had shrunk, and it took ages and ages to get that back as well. And it was weird considering how fat I was. I was fat. I was humongous. I was huge, mate. And yeah, my stomach was shrunk right down. Everything was dearer. Everything was dearer. Everything always gets dearer, doesn't it? But obviously, I hadn't seen money for ages. Yeah, I didn't get to a D cat or anything. I got released from Stockholm, which was a C cat. So I hadn't seen money for 4 years. So when I got out and you get that silly little pittance, 50, 47 quid or whatever it is, and whatever money I had on top as well, probably say I had about 100 quid. Felt rich, mate, like, you know what I mean? Back in the day, when I first started going out, man, you was like £10 a pint night and all that. You could go out of a tenner and literally get 10 pints of Carlsberg and be absolutely annihilated, mate. Yeah? Mate, what happened to those days in 4 years? 100 quid just is nothing. You go into a shop and like a 30p Mars bar, which used to be about that big, is now a quid and it's that big. Like, money went nowhere. Like, I didn't realise how dear things had got and how little money actually meant. I mean, that the money I had just went on a what? I probably bought myself like a few beers that night or whatever and woke up with nothing in the morning. I mean, money goes nowhere, does it? And I was still comparing it to how it was, but you don't realise 4 years how much dearer things get in 4 years. And again, if it creeps up every few months, you don't notice. You know what I mean? Sizes shrink. Mate, the size of the chocolates are a joke. Literally, I know like when your little things seem bigger, but when I'm for a fact, mate, Mars bars and whatever used to be like that big. Now they're like that, mate, and it's a rip-off. And they're the same price as what they was when they was that big. Don't get me on that. I don't even eat it no more. What am I talking about? What a lie. What a straight lie. I say I don't eat it, but then I dig into me bird secret stash every night. Get caught like the rappers everywhere, like I'm sorry, crying my eyes out. Uh, Facebook was everywhere. Facebook didn't even exist, I don't think, in 2004. And if it did, I definitely didn't hear of it. I didn't even have a phone in 2004. Everyone had phones back then. I wouldn't even have a mobile phone in 2004. Like, you know what I mean? I just used to go to the phone box and have like a pen and pad in my pocket, mate. Facebook was everywhere. And I got fully involved, man. For good, you can't help it, can you? You just get addicted to it so quick. I had to get like my brother to set it up for me and all that because I couldn't get my head around it. Couldn't get me. I was like, Facebook, like, had to be explained to me and all that, and I was like, nah, that sounds crap. As soon as I got on it, I was like, what did he have for breakfast? God, mate, he's making some funny comments about his breakfast. Scrolling down for about a year, just looking at geezer's breakfast from like mates from school that I hadn't seen for 20 years. Like, oh, I wonder what he's got. Scrambled egg. Ooh. What a waste of time that shit is. I ain't even got it no more. I ain't even got Facebook anymore, and I never will have it again. Touch screens on phones, man. Touch screens on phones. My fingers felt like sausage fingers, man. I couldn't touch nothing, couldn't tap nothing, and I was like overthinking things in my head. I was thinking, that looks really small there. Like, how's my big sausage finger gonna hit that and not hit everything else? And it makes you hit everything else, doesn't it? Touch screens, mate. Like trying to read down and it just you scroll it and it just scrolled at like a million miles an hour, like up just so fast. Like, oh my days, mate. And again, all them phones and how quickly and freely people just adapted and accepted walking about with GPS trackers in their pocket with microphones in them. If someone went to me back in the day, or anyone, here's a microphone and here's a tracker so he can know where you are 24 hours a day, and we can also listen to you 24 hours a day. You just told them to jog on, wouldn't you? You told them to jog on. Nowadays, everyone goes, oh yeah, I want a really fast microphone and a GPS tracker that can even track me 20 miles down underwater, mate. Stop where it's not a good thing to have microphones and trackers in your pockets all the time, mate. When I got, well, mate, I don't even. I was about to show you my phone. I ain't even got it. I ain't even got it here. I got a £10 thing from Tesco's, mate. It makes calls and it messages. I won't have nothing else. I don't even go out with that. I don't even trust that to go out of it. That's too many bongs though on my part. Everyone had a sat nav in their motors. Everyone had a sat nav in their motors, mate. And literally everyone forgot how to get anywhere as well. I rely on sat navs now. I rely. If you went to me, here's a map. Get somewhere. I'd be fucked. Be fucked. Back in the day, it was no drama in it. You follow in the side, this, that. You'll stop off your last people. Some people are scared to do that now, innit? Excuse me, mate. How'd you get this way? Like, drive 10 minutes down the road. Excuse me, mate. How'd you get this way? Excuse me, mate. How'd you get this way? No one will do that no more, would they? And people are like, I know people that will literally follow the sat nav into a river. Dumbed down. Like the population is getting dumbed down, mate, because of all this technology. Sound like an old geezer, but it's true. It's true, man. It's true. Like eventually, people just forget how to count and add things up because they'll just get their phone out and just go, how do you do that? Like it's ridiculous, mate. Smoking was banned in pubs and clubs and all that by the time I got out. That's just, that nearly ruined raving for me. Nearly ruined going to raving. Obviously, old age ruined raving for me, mate. But the smell of BO, mate, was unreal. You don't realise how much people stink when there's all weed smoke and white smoke floating around the rave room. You know what I mean? It's cigarette smoke, just normal cigarette smoke in a pub. You don't realise you walk past the old smelly table, you don't notice that there are a load of tramps sitting there and they're all bunning it down with their Lambert and Butler. And that's the thing, I don't even smoke fags, but I'd rather people be allowed to smoke cigarettes in like restaurants, clubs, whatever. Because people stink, and at least that hides the smell. And people do stink as well. There's some soap dodgers out there. Everything seemed really fast. Super fast. The cars, man. I feel like learning how to cross a road again. Cars just seemed like they was going super fast. And do you know what was weird? Like the cars have sort of like lost their individuality. Like an old Jag. Everyone knows what an old Jag looks like. Long boot, long bonnet. You know what I mean? Pretty looking. Every single car looks the same now. It's like they're trying to make all cars look like Range Rovers. Every single car, even little 1 litres, like they're just trying to make them look like. Well, just look outside your window and look at all the cars that are parked out. Every single one looks the same. And again, you don't notice it when it's all when it's slow, when it's a slow build up. When you get out, you think, what? They all look shit. I couldn't sleep on a bed. Could not sleep on a bed well, I know for a fact for the first year I slept on my settee. Just could not sleep on a bed. It felt too comfortable. Every time I laid on it, it felt like I was sinking in. From the day I got out. Well, that first night I got out, I woke up with my head in the fireplace in the front room. The next day somewhere. But the first day I just went back to my flat and was trying to sleep on the bed. Mate, I felt like I was sinking in. Like, do you know that bit in Trainspotting where he pins up the gear and lays back and he sinks into the carpet? It's what I felt like was happening to me on the bed. That's what it felt like was happening to me on my bed, man. Like I felt like I couldn't breathe. Like, so I'd like get up and just lay on my settee. Wasn't a big deal, you know what I mean? Eventually I got over it. Realised that the settee is shitter than a bed. Yeah, biggest surprises, man. That's the main one though, the biggest one. I mean, you go through all that list. But the biggest one is one I've already said. It is that time moves on for everyone else, but it don't move on for you, man. Don't move on for you. You just stay immature. You miss out on so much life lessons, especially when you go away from when you're young. You do all your early life. You miss out on just things like learning how to pay rent, learning how to handle a mortgage, learning what a mortgage is, learning about a job and money management, and you know, going through a relationship, like the whole relationship cycle of going through a relationship, breaking up, and dealing with that. You miss out on all that sort of like life lessons, and you just get out and you still feel like a kid. Yeah, that's the biggest one. Anyway, if you enjoyed that, hit the subscribe, and we'll chat tomorrow. Adios.